Pelosi has represented San Francisco in this area in Congress for nearly 4 decades. Elizabeth Cook has a look at Pelosi's lasting legacy right here in the Bay Area and across the nation.
To the first woman speaker in our history, the gentlelady from California, Nancy Pelosi.
And in 2007, just like that, with the passing of a gavel, a ceiling was shattered and history was made. Nancy Pelosi became the most powerful woman in the United States.
I accept this gavel in the spirit of partnership, not partisanship.
Her journey in the halls of power lasted almost 4 decades and turned Pelosi into a Democratic icon, often vilified by her enemies.
I have been the victim of massive Republican ads. I don't believe that your opponents should choose your leaders.
Pelosi was born into politics, the youngest of 6 children. Her father represented Maryland in Congress and became the mayor of Baltimore. Her mother mentored her in politics. Pelosi worked as a kid in her father's office. It's where, as former KPIX reporter Hank Plant found out, she learned how to keep score.
And Nancy's job was
to write down all the favors that were asked.
she kept score.
She kept the score.
In the 70s, Pelosi moved to San Francisco and became friends with San Francisco Congressman Phil Burton. When Burton died, his wife Sala was elected to his seat. When Sala decided not to run for re-election, she endorsed Pelosi. It was a brutal campaign, but Pelosi prevailed.
She was 47 years old when she first ran for office, which was in 1987.
Mr. Speaker, I'm saddened and outraged at the murder.
In 1987, Nancy Pelosi arrived in Congress and set her priorities. Her legislative accomplishments were many, including HIV/AIDS funding, the Affordable Care Act, and the Dodd-Frank Act, which implemented Wall Street reforms. Pelosi always brought home the bacon. A case in point, the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake, which devastated her hometown.
There will be about 14 disaster assistance centers set up in the afflicted area in the entirety of Greater Bay Area, Northern California. Pelosi secured billions of dollars to help rebuild infrastructure, address community needs, and seismically retrofit bridges. Some controversies have also dogged her, including accusations that she and her husband Paul benefited from insider information about a stock. She denied the claim.
No, I did not. I am shocked.
And while her longtime friend Willie Brown was surprised, it's no surprise Nancy Pelosi loves her hometown.
Thank you, San Francisco, for trusting me to be your voice in Congress. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
And today, San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie reflected on Pelosi's legacy, calling her one of the great leaders in the city's history.
For decades, Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi has represented San Francisco with a relentless commitment to the people she serves and the city she loves and calls heaven on earth. So, on behalf of a grateful city, thank you, Speaker Emerita.
And San Francisco's AIDS Memorial Grove in Golden Gate Park is one of Pelosi's lasting contributions to her city. She sponsored the bill to officially designate it as a national memorial park. Former KPIX reporter Hank Plant reflected on how Pelosi put the fight against HIV and AIDS at the forefront of her career in Congress.
The first speech that she gave on the floor of Congress as a brand new member was in 1987. And she stood up and she said, "My name is Nancy Pelosi, and I'm here to fight AIDS."
How important was Pelosi's role through that fight, not only for San Francisco, but for the entire country?
Well, look at it this way. And I did this story for KPIX twice, in 86 and in 87. Those 2 years, the AIDS budget for the city of San Francisco was bigger than President Reagan's budget was for the entire nation. And that is because of three people who got the money to that city: Nancy Pelosi, Mayor Dianne Feinstein, and Assembly Speaker Willie Brown. So that was a tremendous accomplishment. And besides getting money there, she wrote all of the early legislation which protected people with AIDS from discrimination in housing and employment. And that was going on. She really did a fantastic job on that subject.
And Pelosi was also instrumental in the transformation of the Presidio from Army Post to National Park. She was behind the legislation that created the Presidio Trust back in 1996, which made the Presidio self-sustaining and prevented the sale of that land to the highest bidder.
We had to come up with a way that we could earn money off the developed areas of the Presidio in order to maintain those areas as well as the open space.
Today, the Presidio Trust operates a 1,500-acre park and leases out 750 buildings to a variety of tenants. And Governor Gavin Newsom releasing this statement on the former House Speaker. Nancy Pelosi has inspired generations for her courage and conviction to San Francisco, California, and our nation, and has set the standard for what public service should be. Her impact on this nation is unmatched. And at the White House today, President Trump launched personal attacks against the former House Speaker after learning of her plan to retire.
I think she's an able woman. I'm glad she's retiring. I think she did the country a great service by retiring. I think she was a tremendous liability for the country.
Meanwhile, two candidates have already announced they will seek Pelosi's congressional seat after she retires. State Senator Scott Wiener, who represents San Francisco in the state legislature, and Shoykat Chakrabarty, a former tech executive who worked as chief of staff for New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.